Curiosity Kid back, and today we're going to be building a power bank. So let's get started. So I'm going to try printing a benchy from this, just powering the printer just from this. So, as you can see here, I have some 3D printed parts I designed. We're going to be basically building a power bank out of an old RC battery. And so yeah, we're going to be using these cells. A few more I've got. But it's going to be a 3S 2P battery. So it's going to have 6 individual cells, but two cells are going to be equal 3.7 volts. They're not going to equal 7.4 volts. Okay, and so how this is going to go together is we've got the front plate, so this will house all our USB things here. USB stuff will go like in here, and then I've got an AC outlet, 150 watts, and then a XT60, just 12 volts out, 30 amps up to, and then power. There'll be a little display here for all the cell voltages, and then there's a charging barrel connector for charging, and then also over here we've got, there'll be a button in here, another one of these, just a bit smaller and like momentary. It'll go in here, and there'll be a selector switch down here, and I'm gonna have RGB LED strips in here and then also inside. So, and then I'll be able to change all the settings from here. So I don't think there's anything else. And then I also, how I did this is I printed the white layer first, and then stopped the print once I got about a layer. I should have left it a little bit longer, and then it would have been a bit brighter, a brighter white, but it turned out pretty good anyway. But I printed the first layer like face down, and then I stopped it, loaded this file, and then lined it up, and then I printed this on top of it, and that's how I got this effect without using a dual extrusion 3D printer, which you could also do. But for all the text and stuff, I used a 0.2 nozzle, and then for the rest of it I used a 0.4. So I had to change in between, and I used this CR10 for this stock pretty much. And then we'll talk about this. Not too complicated, but we're gonna have a, where did I put it? There it is. Another battery meter here, but this, instead of showing the voltage, which it'll also be able to show, it will show your battery percentage. So yeah, that'll sit in there, and I'm planning on fixing this. The printer had a little bit of a hiccup, so I'm sanding that down, and I'll figure out something to do with it. But I won't really show you guys that in this video because it's not important. And then we've got a fan that's going to mount here, and pull air in and cool everything. I hope I have enough. Yeah, I should have enough room, I think. Cool everything, and then it'll come out the sides here, both sides, and I'll have a screen on them, so if you've got this in a backpack or a bag, stuff won't be able to get inside and damage anything inside. And then we've got the LED slots. Got the LED strip, so I'll cut it to size, and then it'll fit in this end here, and it'll lay in there like that. So, and then now we'll talk about battery. So then I've got this back plate, and then so how this whole thing's going to fit together is these two will have everything mounted to them. The battery will be here, able to plug in, and then this will have all the electronics and buck boost converters and stuff on here, and then I'll have the fan on here and the power indicator and LEDs, but then they'll just slide in like this. I won't put it completely together because it's quite snug, but then there's screws here. I'll use M3 screws for front and back, and they're stainless steel, so they'll look really nice. And then I've got two here to keep these from bouncing or possibly cracking if it gets jostled or anything. But let's go to the battery here. So I'm gonna have to do this, but anyway, they're gonna sit like this. It's quite snug, so that's gonna be interesting. But anyway, they'll sit like that, and then there'll be another set here. These are the batteries I used for my X-Max. They're Traxxas batteries. Just a tip, don't ever buy Traxxas batteries because they puff really easy and they don't last very long. So basically I'm going to be using these in here until they puff or they're unusable, and then I'll probably just put a 18650 battery in here, so like cats. I'll put one of 18650s in here and stack it, and then I'll still be able to use the whole thing and just replace these. So yeah. So now I think we'll get into mounting everything onto here and soldering. this is the power bank fully together and completed. We've got 4 screws on the bottom that screw into the, what do you call them, like the shelves inside here, just to hold them in. And then this is the front, so you've got the LED controls, so you've got a selector switch, so it kind of says there, I don't know if you guys see that or not, color, mode, and then on and off speed and brightness is in the middle, and then you just push this button to change that. And then you've got QC3, and then I believe these are just 2 amp or 1 amp USB chargers and USB A. And then this is, I had to change this so these labels are incorrect, but this is 2.1 amps and this is 1 amp charger, and this is always on, so you don't have to turn the whole thing on. And then this is 1 amp, 2 amps, and then you've got an XT60 12 volt 30 amps out, and then you've got the AC 150 watt out. This still, I broke this, so I've got to buy another one, but yes, I still can plug in inverter from this and power it that way if I wanted. And then you've got charging here, so 5 to 32 volts. And then this, I still haven't quite figured out how I'm going to wire that up. It's the display for each cell voltage and total voltage. It's kind of unnecessary because I do have this. But yeah, and then this is just your power button. It's a latching power button, and then I've got a, well, I'll show you once I open it up. You got your LEDs, and then that shows you so 2.3 volts or 12.3. Yeah, so these are pretty nice. You can turn it off if you need. Then LEDs, if you switch it over to color, so yeah, and then if you're in color, you can change brightness by switching it to the middle, and then you can switch it over to mode, and then change the speed. And there's a bunch of different modes. This is one of my favorites, but yeah. Also on this side as well. So, yeah. I'm not completely sure how long it takes to charge it fully. I'm charging it at the battery bank at 2.5 amps, and it's a 3S pack, 3S 2P, and each cell is 6,700 milliamp. So if you want to do the calculation for that, you should be able to figure that out. So, and then we'll open this up here. wires. I didn't do the completely best wiring job in the world, but yeah, it's kind of messy. But also the fan that I was gonna put in here, I don't believe it'll fit on the inside, so I'm gonna put it on the outside. But I need to print like a grate, and I kind of want to make it kind of fit to everything, so there'll be a thing that goes over top and it'll just screw on. But that I still have to install. So you've got, this is the automotive relay, so that switches all of this on, and then when everything's off, it turns, it's because it's a 5-pin relay, so when that's off, the charging circuit's on, and then I can charge, and then when I turn it on, the charging circuit is disconnected. I don't know if that's necessary, but I thought I'd do it. And then the battery is in there. So I just double-sided sticky taped it down, and yeah, so it seems so far to be working. I've charged it about 3 times, but yeah, forgot to heat shrink that. So I've still got to replace the AC unit here, but I'll have to have a fan when I start running the AC unit. But it is nice to have the 12-volt out, because then you can run a separate inverter, because I've got a 400-watt inverter and that works on this. So yeah, so now we'll do a little montage, and if you have any questions, put them down in the comments and I will answer to the best of my ability. So I'm gonna try printing a benchy from this, just powering the printer just from this. So I've plugged in the inverter here. It's a 400-watt inverter, and it's plugged into the 12-volt, and then I've got a monitor here, so that's what this is. So right now the printer's drawing 34 watts, so it's just heating up the nozzle. I won't be using the bed because this would not be able to sustain that for very long. It would draw too much power and drain the battery, so it would be able to do it, but not for very long. So I'm just using the CR10 Just preheated, so it's all the way up now. Okay. So, just so you know, it's all, that's the power plug, nothing, it's not plugged in there. Goes up here and into the back here. So, it is being powered. Okay, so I did finish. It was 45 minutes. I did up the print speed. And then I did have to put some masking tape down for the print to stick, because it wasn't sticking without the heated bed. But printed pretty good. We're not really looking at that, but it's pretty good. It was sped up quite a bit, so. And we have 54% left. So, yeah, it was able to print with it. It's not a viable solution for, I don't know, if the power goes out, you wouldn't be able to print for very long. Probably like an hour or two at most, but yeah.